Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is how I get a flawless full coverage face from the drugstore so affordably. I did one of these not so long ago, I think maybe about a month ago, and it was all got to do with kind of higher end products, and that was a no purpose of my own. It was an accident more than anything else. But a lot of you were saying, oh, the foundation that you used is very pricey. Can I achieve this look on a budget? So I said I'll show you exactly how you can achieve it on a budget, and everything that I use today is all drugstore. For this video I'm just going to talk about my foundation, my concealer, my bronzer, blusher and highlighter. And again, like the other video, this is not your everyday go-to makeup look. It's my everyday go-to makeup look because I love a full coverage, full foundation routine. One thing I will mention before I start, it's important that you start with a beautiful canvas, and we all have beautiful faces, but we need to look after our skin. Get your vitamins and minerals in, your zinc, things like that to improve the appearance of your skin. Drinking 2.5 litres of water a day will also help to keep your skin hydrated, and make sure that you reduce the amount of saturated and trans fats that you're having, and salt and sugar, because all those bad foods or all those unhealthy foods show up straight away on your face. Okay guys, so if you want to know how I achieve full face, full coverage foundation routine from the drugstore, affordable, then stay tuned for the full tutorial. So before I start doing my makeup or putting on any foundation or anything onto my skin, I make sure that I prime my skin. A primer acts like a paint primer, exactly the same thing. So you prime the skin prior to putting on your foundation. What it does is it kind of fills in any little pores or fine lines, and it kind of smoothens out the skin, makes your foundation go on a little bit more evenly. A primer can also be used to illuminate and radiate the skin. That's the purpose I'm using this one for. This base is from L'Oreal and it's called the Lumi Magic Base, and it's one that I've used for years. Apply a few pumps to my fingers. My fingers are clean. So you don't want to be putting on primer with dirty fingers or dirty hands. And I literally apply that all over my entire face. It has a bit of a metallic sheen to it, but it's going to give me a more glowy appearance. Best way to apply your primer is just by patting it in. But yes, I know this looks quite funny and shiny and metallic-y, and this is not the look we're going for, but once you apply your foundation that will disappear. So right now is the time, if you have any blemishes or spots on your face, to conceal them. You don't want to do it after you apply your foundation because it could cake to those areas. I don't know what one this is. It's from like a drugstore brand. I actually don't even know where I got this. I have it ages. Just taking this one here, it's kind of like a fleshy toned. That sounds disgusting. And I'm just going to, with my clean finger again, apply it to areas that I have a little bit of a breakout. So that would be on my cheek, and I just have a little one here. Next I'm taking a Sigma brush. Doesn't matter what brush you use. This is the 3D HD precision brush, and I'm just going to use that just to kind of blend out. Now it's like they were never there, and what that just means is it's going to give you a little bit of extra coverage over that area. But like I said, it's best to kind of apply those thicker cream products prior to putting on your foundation. So next I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, and I always pick one of these three. These are my favorite foundations at the moment, and they've been my favorite for a long time. This one being the L'Oreal Infallible. I'm in the color 140 of the Maybelline Fit Me. This is a brand new love of mine. I'm in the color 220 at the moment, and then my L'Oreal True Match, which is in W4. So I think I might go with this one today. A common question I always get asked is, what's my favorite drugstore foundation, which one lasts the longest, etc, etc. It's all about your base, guys. I swear. I didn't realize how much primer actually prolongs the life of my foundation until I started using it, and it was only till YouTube came around that I started realizing what the purpose of a base was. Finding that I'm loving drugstore foundations these days because I've just gotten my primer down to a T. Another thing that prolongs the life of your foundation is how you apply it. So you can use a brush. This one is the Blank Canvas F22, and it's a favorite of mine at the moment. Or you can use a sponge, or you can use your fingers. I don't recommend your fingers all the time because it doesn't give you a full coverage face. I recommend a brush or a sponge, and I'm gonna go with my beauty blender. Excuse the dirt of it. I have baked this in the microwave in hot water and it's still stained, so it's completely sanitized, but it's just stained. So I always take my foundation on the back of my hand. That's just what I do, like so. And I use my hand as a palette. Another way to get a flawless face is making sure that your foundation actually matches your body. So as you can see that my face is a lot lighter than my body. My body's still tan from holidays. I used like the highest factor I could possibly think of when I was on holidays on my face because I didn't want to get sun damage, etc. So my foundation is going to be a little bit darker than my actual skin tone on my face, but that's okay because it will blend into my body. I'm just taking my product on the beauty blender and I'm just going to bounce it on my skin. As you can see, it is a little bit dark, but it blends right in with my neck. By bouncing the product like this, you're avoiding streak marks. Also, by bouncing the product like this, you're moving it around evenly, so you're getting an even coverage. Make sure to just go down onto your jawline as well. You don't want any lines because that is a dead set giveaway that you're wearing foundation, even though it's pretty obvious anyway. I'm only applying one layer, so I'll show you what it looks like with one layer. So that is my foundation with one layer. Like, it's pretty full coverage and this foundation is really long lasting as well. I absolutely love it. You can go ahead and apply another layer if you so wish. I think I'm kind of happy enough with this. So guys, I just did my eye makeup. I will do a tutorial on this look. I'll have it up probably the next video or something like that. But anyway, I want to do my concealer next. The reason why I'm concealing is to hide any dark circles, but also to brighten up underneath my eye area. And as you can see, I'm placing it in kind of an upside down triangle. So that means when the light hits me, it's going to illuminate underneath my eyes instead of just kind of this small little bit. It's not that much lighter than my foundation. And once it's blended out, it won't be overly noticeable. You can put a little bit over your lip, and if you so wish, down the bridge or the center of your nose. And I always put just a little bit in between my brows. So next you want to blend all this out, and I'm taking my beauty blender again. I'm just going to tap it to blend it out. Same with underneath my eyes. I'm just going to blend downwards and I'm tapping. I like to do my eye makeup before I do my concealer because that means if any fallout comes onto my face, I can clean it up easily with the concealer. One thing I want to stress to you guys is make sure that you put liquids over liquids and not over powder. This is going over my wet foundation. That means it's not going to cake, and then I'm going to put powder on top of it. If you set your foundation and then you put your concealer on, it's going to cake up on you. So I've gone through all that effort to try and give us a flawless base. Now it's time to set it down. If you don't set your foundation or your concealer, it will slip and slide and move throughout the day and it won't look as flawless as it did when you first put it on. Also, I don't like the feeling of tacky, sticky foundation on my face. I prefer to set it down. So for under my eyes, I'm going to take my e.l.f. under eye setting powder, which is a light reflecting powder, and it's amazing, and you guys know how much I love this. So it just has kind of light reflecting particles in it. It's not obvious once it's blended out underneath your eye, but all it does is just add a little bit more luminosity to underneath my eyes and brighten them up, kind of making me look a little bit more awake as well. And this stops my concealer from creasing as well, because that's a common problem that you would have with concealer underneath your eye, is it creasing throughout the day. I don't set anywhere else on my face with that e.l.f. under eye setting powder, just under the eyes. So next, just like with the under eyes, we need to set our face, and I'm taking my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. This is in the colour 005 Silky Beige, and I'm using an e.l.f. flat top brush to apply this to my skin, and I'm going to just pat it on like that. I'm not swiping like this because again that could move my foundation and I don't want that to happen, because I'm pretty happy with the coverage that I have from it. So next of all, guys, you want to bronze / contour the face, and I am using my Sunny bronzer from NYC. It's one of my favourite drugstore bronzers. I absolutely adore it and I use it so regularly, and I'm taking it on a blank canvas F42 brush, and with my bronzer I bronze from kind of the centre of my ear, this part of my ear here. I kind of bring it down, but I stop at the corner of my eye. I hope that makes sense. And I always bronze upwards or contour upwards. So you might be able to see the difference from this side of my face to that side. Just that little bit of bronzer creates a shadow and it just makes you look like you have mighty fine cheekbones. The next place that I like to contour or bronze is just around my temple area, and I bring it up into my forehead. Bring it back into the hairline, but making sure not to get it in the hair again. And I bring it down a little bit further than some people on my forehead because I have quite a large forehead, if you can see, so I can afford to bring it down a little bit more. Whereas if you have short forehead, don't bring it down as far as I would. So next I'm going to apply blush, and I'm taking Luminoso from Milani. I will link down where you get Milani below. And I'm just using that on a duo fiber stipple brush. My brushes really need to be clean, so please don't judge. Just apply that into the apples on my cheeks and just bring it back ever so slightly. Next is my favourite part of any makeup look, and it's highlighting, and I'm taking my e.l.f. highlighter. This is very similar to NARS's Albatross. I'm taking it on a fan brush from Inglot. This is the 37R. I'm just going to apply it to the tops of my cheekbones. I like a fan brush for doing this because it applies a sparing amount of the product, which you can build it up. You can apply a bit down the centre of your nose if you so wish, and you can apply a bit over your eyebrow. I only apply like a tiny bit. So there you have it, guys. That is my full face, full coverage drugstore foundation routine. I know it was so highly requested of you guys because I did use the Estee Lauder foundation in the last one. That foundation is about 37, 38 euro. Whereas I think maybe everything I use today might only come to 37 or 38 euro. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I will talk to all you guys in my next video. If you have any requests, leave them down below as usual. And I'll talk to you then. Mwah!